Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about survey. You guys are going to do a little exercise on your own to kind of get a little bit of experience with sampling strategies and survey techniques. So let's look at how you might see things that are below the ground using technology. So archaeologists might want to see below the surface before they actually begin to excavate. And you do this in several ways. One way is ground penetrating radar. So this is like taking an ultrasound of the ground using acoustic waves. The waves will bounce off different substances and different materials in different ways. And so a hollowed out empty area or empty space versus a stone versus a mud brick wall are all going to give you a different kind of signal when they come back. And the computer will interpret that and create a picture. So you can see what is below the surface here in a site just outside of Rome, right? It's a villa of a famous Roman emperor. You could do this similar thing with electricity and magnetism using probes where an electric current or a magnetic um, field is created between the probes. Uh, Soil versus stone versus empty spaces versus mud brick are going to show up differently. They're going to disturb that field in different ways. And that again can be interpreted as a picture. Right? Okay, well, what you're going to do now is you're going to do a little bit with sampling because archaeologists, and really most people in the social sciences, can't survey the whole entire landscape. If you're doing, let's say, a poll or research poll or a poll for an election, you couldn't ask every single voter in the United States, right? So you have to do a sample, and there are different ways that you can sample archaeologically. So let me explain what you're going to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a map of this area. You can see I have some features marked off: trails, hills, there's a river, this is the valley area, the lowland area, and these are trees. Right? So I've divided it up into, you can see some coordinates here, A through H at the top, 1 through 16 on the bottom, and you'll have JPEGs of these maps, A and B. You're going to pick 24 squares using two different strategies. The first sampling strategy I'm going to give you. The second strategy you're going to come up with on your own. All right? So for the A strategy, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this site where I have a random coordinate selector set up already, and you just hit rerun and it will randomly pick a square like that. You're going to pick 24 doing this. So what you can do is you can either on your computer, or you can either print out the maps, or you can just do it right on your computer using preview on a Mac or something like that. You can just on the map that's labeled A, you can just write in the box that's selected until you have 24. You can write an A, you can make a check mark, anything like that. Then you're going to do a strategy that you come up with on your own. It could be anything. Try and think. It can't be random though. So the A strategy is completely random. The B strategy, and when I say completely random, I mean completely random, because it's a computer that's selecting the squares, not you. In the B strategy, you're going to be selecting them in some sort of way, or you're going to come up with a new system to have these squares selected other than just a computer generated random selection. You're going to pick 24 different squares on the B map. And then there's a third map that shows where archaeological sites are located in this hypothetical example. You're going to count how many actual hits you got with the A strategy and how many hits you got with the B strategy, figure out which quote unquote work better. And then you're going to think about what are the pros and cons of each strategy, and answer that briefly with the fourth question. And then on Monday, we will discuss, in the video, different kinds of sampling strategies and the benefits and the drawbacks of each kind of strategy. So good luck with this, and let me know if you have any questions.